Do you have what it takes to go the extra degree? It can literally be the difference between failure and finding your destiny. Water, it gets very hot from 0 all the way up to 211 degrees. But did you know that water has the most effort put in regard to going from 211 to 212 degrees? 211 degrees is the difference between being able to have a hot cup of coffee or a hot cup of tea to being able to transition into feeding an entire family, feeding an entire village, feeding an entire community, maybe even powering a locomotive or powering a steamboat. That 1 degree makes all the difference. My question is, what is the 1 degree that you need to step into and put the effort into so that you can achieve the dream, the purpose, the destiny that lives on the inside of your heart? That 1 degree makes all the difference. But it costs the most effort. Are you willing to pay the price to walk into the fullness of your purpose? All it takes is 1 degree. There's a story about a man by the name of R.U. Darby, written by Napoleon Hill in his book, Think and Grow Rich. He found out about the gold rush and left his hometown of Williamsburg, Virginia, and went to Colorado after talking to friends about the power of being able to find this particular fault line. And he borrowed money from all of his friends. He was excited about the trip, went out, and when he got to Colorado, he found the fault line, but he lost the fault line, and he pursued it, but then he found himself at a point where he couldn't quite figure out where the fault line was. And after continuous effort, continuous time, continuous investment, he decided to quit, went back, gave all the people back their money that invested in him, and then wound up selling off some of the other equipment to a junk man in the local area. This junk man wasn't as stupid as people thought. He went out and hired an engineer. And when he hired the engineer, he had the engineer to go back and use his equipment to find out if he could locate that fault line. And guess what happened? He did. And when the engineer found the fault line, they realized that they struck gold. And not only did they strike gold, but they found out that it was within 3 feet of where R.U. Darby quit. Within 3 feet of where he quit and gave up, they struck gold. Found the very thing that he had pursued for so long. He went from 0 to 211 degrees. And right there at the finish line, he quit. How many times in life do we quit when we're right at the finish line? How many times in life do you get to that point and you realize I'm right here? The dream is right in the palm of my hand, but you give up? I'm here today to tell you that this is the season where it stops, because now you can step into a season where you recognize the value of the extra degree, knowing that it's going to take more effort, it's going to take more time. But when you step into that space, your life will never be the same. You'll do things you never dreamed of. You'll accomplish things that you never thought possible. You can literally change your world, and maybe even the world. So never forget the value of going that extra degree, because that's the difference between going hungry versus feeding a community. Staying where you are or traveling the seas on a steamboat. Staying where you are or going cross country on a train. That 1 degree, that steam, that fire that gets released is the difference between you being average and being a world changer. Thank you for tuning in for another Mondoe Moment. Don't forget, go the extra degree, because that's where you find your destiny. Tune in. I look forward to seeing you on our next Mondoe Moment.